new support. Let's talk about it. Yo, what is going on, you guys? Bastion Wajo here, and today we're going to be talking about some brand new support for the Chimera strategy coming out of Age of Overlords, coming out in about 2 weeks or so we need to stay prepared. Before I continue, guys, I just want to go ahead and address the elephant in the room. We're getting 2 new support cards that at least I'm aware of. We're getting Tau the Great Chanter. We're gonna not talk about that garbage. We're gonna talk about exclusively the brand new Baphomet Fusion, Baphomet the Phantom Beast Dark Ruler. Really amazing card. Opens up a lot of new ways to go ahead and play this deck. And let's go ahead and talk about it. So if you guys are excited for a brand new Chimera and are excited to see what this deck can really do, make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to show you guys the most amazing strategy, a brand new combo that you can go ahead and use, using the brand new fusion to go ahead and maximize your playstyle and also demoralize your opponent. So make sure you guys stay tuned till the end. But first, let's go ahead and talk about it, right? So we're getting a brand new fusion, Baphomet the Phantom Beast Dark Ruler. Really cool artwork. First of all, it looks like Zoro with all those swords. I've been watching One Piece. I know, I'm keeping up. So we're gonna go ahead and start the entire stats, the full thing, the whole shebang, right? So it's a wind, 2400 attack, 600 defense, so already a much stronger fusion monster, which does make a big difference. So it's a level 6, 2400 attack, 600 defense, like I said, wind fiend monster, which is huge. So we have a fiend monster now that we can go ahead and fuse into, which means we can go to additional plays where there can be only one potentially if you are main decking or side decking that, which you really should be either main decking or side decking that. I personally main deck it just because it blows out a lot of the other decks that are not called Vanquish Soul in the format, so that is something to keep in mind. So it takes 2 beast, 2 fiend, and or 2 illusion monsters as long as they are different types. I already love it right off the bat, right with the materials needed, and I'll tell you why. Because before we needed to have specifically 1 beast and 1 fiend. We could not really fuse with the illusion monsters unless we were to go into the Chimera Illusion Magical Beast, in which case we would have to have Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast and an illusion monster. So what does this do for us? Just the materials itself, it gives us a lot more versatility with what we can fuse with, and it unbricks just generically a lot of our breaking hands. Before, there's so many times where before I would have a Quaddle in my hand, I just summoned out my my Baphomet to the field, so I already used my Sword Knight effect, I don't have Beast in my hand. Maybe I have a Chimera Fusion, but I don't have a level 4 Beast, or I don't have a Beast monster in my hand. This takes care of that. I can go ahead and fuse with the Quaddle and the Baphomet to go ahead and fuse into this guy, and I still go ahead and get some advantage from it, some effects from it as well. So I really like that versatility already. So obviously, as all the Chimera fusions tend to do, this card's name becomes Chimera Flying Mythical Beast while on the field or in the graveyard, which is nice. But if this card is treated as it is still treated as a Phantom Beast card, cool in case that comes up. You can use each of the following effects of Chimera the Phantom Beast Dark Ruler once per turn. If this card is fusion summoned, you can send 1 Beast, Fiend, or Illusion monster from your deck to the graveyard during your opponent's turn, period. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one of your banished Beast, Fiend, or Illusion monsters except this guy and special summon it. That is already insanely good because you can go ahead and send a lot of things with this. Let me go ahead and start off with the basics. Of course, you can go ahead and send your Gazelle for whatever reason. You can go ahead and send your, oh actually it may potentially come up in the event. Anyway, you can send your Gazelle, you can send your Quaddle if you need that targeting protection, you can send your Sword Knight in case you didn't send it off with your initial combo, and there are some times you won't be able to go into, because there's sometimes you'll just draw good and draw Baphomet, Chimera Fusion, and Gazelle all in your opening hand, in which case you're not going to have Quaddle and Sword Knight in your graveyard, which means you're losing out on 2 interruptions. This helps you get that back in the event that that's the route that you want to take. Now, keep in mind, there are additional options that may seem a little better right off the bat. So of course we have the additional engine you can go ahead and send off and go ahead and bring back, whatever it might be. But there are other alternatives you guys can go ahead and use. For example, DD Orthros. DD Orthros is a phenomenal card you can go ahead and send, which is actually going to be the combo that we send you guys in the end of this video. DD Orthros, not only does it add a Fiend, it's level 4, you can potentially Xyz summon with it in the event you want to go that route for an Abyss Dweller, which is really good. But more importantly than that, guys, this has the amazing effect where if this card is special summoned to your field, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except Fiend monsters. Now this may seem detrimental as a Chimera player, but what does it do? It helps you lock your opponent. But you need to go ahead and special summon it to your opponent's side of the field, which means we go ahead and play cards like Albion the Sanctifier Dragon to go ahead and special summon to your opponent's side of the field, which we'll show you guys at the end of this video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Of course guys, the list does not stop there whatsoever. We have other cards we can go ahead and go into. For example, End of Anubis. We are in a graveyard reliant format, and End of Anubis is a phenomenal card you can go ahead and get out. End of Anubis you can go ahead and bring back with your original Chimera Fusion. It's a Fiend, it's level 6, it's 2500 attack, it is a beater. While this card is face up on the field, all effects of spell, trap, and monster cards that target a card in the graveyard or that activate in the graveyard are negated. Bystials, get out of here. What's it called? The tier limits? Get out of here. Unchained, get out of here. We're not doing any of that stuff, guys. End of Anubis is a lockdown for sure card this format. So it's a card that I definitely want to go ahead and play around with, test out, see how good and how consistent it can really be, and we'll go ahead and take it from there. I think this might be a little bit better in a Chimera Runic strategy where you can actually tribute summon for this guy in the event that you can't, you know, turbo him out in any other type of way. It's still really good, and something that's definitely worth at least playing around with, you know, seeing if it's actually worth checking out. Another card I think is really funny is Protector of the Sanctuary. Protector of the Sanctuary says your opponent cannot draw cards except during the draw phase, which means any type of effects are gonna, any type of decks are gonna have you draw a whole bunch of cards. For example, if you're going up against Runic and this guy's on the field, that's really inconvenient for your opponent, and also pretty inconvenient. Well, Pirelli kind of does everything in the, no, wait, they do everything in the standby phase, if I'm not mistaken, as far as drawing cards. So this can actually hurt Pirelli quite a bit. So Protector of the Sanctuary, it's level 4 Fiend Earth. You actually go ahead and bring that back with, again, the original Chimera Fusion. In the event that you can go ahead and get both out in the same turn, which realistically is very doable, because Chimera Fusion itself is an extremely versatile card that lets you go ahead and just loop it from your graveyard almost infinitely once per turn. Still really good to go ahead and have that. Another card that a lot of people are speculating is going to be really good is Barrier Statue of the Abyss. Yes, Barrier Statues are back, baby. Let's go. That's the first deck I ever took to a regional. Got slapped up. But I had a lot of fun. That was back in Brooklyn. That was 2015, 16? It's been a while, guys. Various statues, a lot of fun. You can actually go ahead and send these guys off because they are, this guy is a level 4 Fiend, which you can actually go ahead and of course bring back as well. Really cool. So now that play special summon monsters except dark monsters, which you should be okay with as far as playing around with as a Chimera player. However, if your opponent is playing something like Marincess or something crazy like Salamangreat like that, then you're not going to be able to play at all, which is going to be a lot of fun for you. The last card I want to go ahead and check out, don't get me wrong, there's endless amount of cards you can actually go ahead and summon out and send with this guy, but I want to go ahead and of course highlight the, I guess, 5 best ones. And the one I'm going to end with is going to be Invader of Darkness. Invader of Darkness is a really funny card that did come out of, I believe, came out of Tactical Masters as a rare. So there's a bunch of copies if you guys don't have it already. Your opponent cannot activate quick play spell cards. It is a 2900 attack, level 8 Fiend Dark Monster. So it is ridiculously high stats. You're not going to beat over this guy. And your opponent can't activate quick play spells. What does this destroy? It destroys Pirelli, destroys Runic. If you are having trouble against these guys, you put this guy in your deck and you are good to go from there. This guy is absolutely shut down for the entire strategy. This is actually going to be a really interesting one to see. I wonder if actually players are going to start side decking multiple targets for this card. I think it'd be really interesting to see, but we'll have to wait and see how the format goes. But these are the five I guess, yeah, 5 best cards I would say work best with these brand new strategy. Again, we're not going to talk about Tau the Great Chanter because that card is garbage. Really what it does, if you guys want to know, you banish it from the graveyard or something, or no, it's sent to the graveyard, you special summon another illusion monster, which there aren't really enough illusion monsters to justify playing this card, unless you want to play Nightmare Magician, which is a spicy tech, but not yet. We need more illusion monsters. Konami, you gotta get on that, my friend. Alright guys, if you're sticking around with me this long, first of all, I want to say I really appreciate you. Second thing, we got a combo to check out, and then we're going to check out a quick deck list so you guys see what exactly I am working with here with this brand new deck. Let's go ahead and check it out. So, we are starting off here with a Sword Knight and a Branded Fusion, guys. You can actually go ahead and start this off with a Quaddle or a Branded Fusion. Doesn't really matter as long as you have some way to go ahead and go about your plays, right? So we're gonna go ahead and start off as normal. We're not gonna do anything crazy. We're gonna go ahead and activate the Sword Knight. It's just a 2-card combo. It doesn't matter what else you have in your hand, guys. Go ahead and go into the Baphomet. Baphomet effect's gonna activate to those. Go ahead and search out the Chimera Fusion as well as the Gazelle. You can see I'm playing 2 Chimera Fusions in this deck, and we'll see if that sticks around. So we're going to go ahead and activate Chimera Fusion, of course, summon out the brand new guy, the Baphomet, and we are going to send out, wait, before we do, we got to activate some effects. First, Chainlink 1, Dark Ruler, Chainlink 2 is going to be the Baphomet, and then Chainlink 3 is going to be the Gazelle. Gazelle is going to be able to get us, of course, the Quaddle going into next turn, so we have follow-up. We can also go ahead and send it right now, just so we make sure that we have the Quaddle in the graveyard. That way, what that does is it gets us that immediate interruption while also letting us already have whatever we need onto the field. So right now we are resolving the Baphomet effect, Dark Ruler. So we are actually going to be sending out DD Orthros to the graveyard, which is actually pretty funny. As a ex-DDDD player, I am, it warms my heart to see DD cards really come back into the format, but that's beside the point. What can we activate? Oh yeah, we gotta add back our Chimera Fusion. Can't forget that. It's gonna be huge to go ahead and get this guy back. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and activate Quaddle just so we make sure we have that additional negate in the graveyard. So we're gonna go ahead and add to our hand another Mirror Sword Knight just so we're set up for next turn as well. So we're gonna go ahead and activate Branded Fusion here. Summon out the Albion over here. We're going to send the what's it called? It keeps having the OCG name in the name. It messes me up. We're gonna send the follow-up an Alabaz and an Effect Veiler because we need a light spellcaster to get this guy out. We're gonna go ahead and summon out our Albion. Next, what we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna set the Chimera Fusion and we are good to go. We are set up for next turn. Remember, this is a 2-card combo, so we have 3 additional cards in our hand technically that we have not even touched yet. So we're gonna go ahead and end our turn during the end phase, draw phase. Can't be activated right now, but now we can. So we're gonna go ahead and activate the Albion's effect to special summon back 2 cards. We're gonna go ahead and special summon back. Let's go ahead and summon back our Baphomet and summon back a Orthros. I guess we could activate our Mirror Sword Knight now, but no. To your field, we're going to summon back the Baphomet, obviously, and then we're going to summon the DD Orthros to our opponent's side of the field. We're going to activate this. We're going to, we're going to go ahead and activate that as well. So we already locked our opponent. Now we're just plussing, which is crazy to think about. So we're going to go ahead and summon out the Gazelle. We're going to go ahead and get the Baphomet effect off, and then as a new chainlink, we're gonna get the Gazelle effect again to get out our last copy of Baphomet from the deck. So we have our all of our materials in hand. We have 3 additional cards in hand because it's just a 2-card combo. We locked our opponent because my opponent now cannot, for the rest of the turn, special summon anything except Fiend monsters, which destroys a lot of the decks out there except for, of course, the Unchained strategy, as well as like a Burning Abyss or whatever else Space Fiends, man. But this is a really insane combo you guys can easily go ahead and do. I wouldn't say the only quote-unquote brick you need to play is going to be like an Effect Veiler, which I don't think is the best hand trap right now, unless you guys can find another light spellcaster that would be useful in this type of scenario. No, Dark Magician is not a light spellcaster, it is a dark. So, that would be really cool to go ahead and play, don't get me wrong. But let's go ahead and show you guys the quick deck list. Alright guys, so we are here with a complete full main deck and extra deck side deck. I still have the options right here for in the event that you would want to play all the options. If you guys want to take all these out and play 2 more Deep Barrier and 2 more Evenly Matched, I would highly recommend it. But I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Or 2 more Book of Moon, whichever one you want. So let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. So play 3 copies of Fenrir, 2 Baphomet, 3 of the Mirror Sword Knight, 2 of the Fall of Alabaz, 3 Gazelle, 2 of the Edge and Chain, 1 DD Orthros, because it is really good to go ahead and have. Whether you're going first or second, if you're going to be going second, guys, you can go ahead and just break your opponent's entire board and then summon this guy as an additional either insurance policy, or you can just summon this guy just to be rude against your opponent. So it's going to be really interesting to see if this is more of a main deck or a side deck card. Personally, let's be realistic, it's more of a side deck card, but it's still nice to go ahead and pull off. 3 copies of Quaddle, 3 Ash, 2 Veiler. If you're going to play a hand trap, might as well play it too. Having it in your hand does not do you much good at all. So keeping at least one in this and one in the main deck is the theory behind that one. 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talents, 2 of the Polymerization, 2 Fright for Package. I really like the Fright for Package, just being able to have the additional Fiend in hand is really nice, so that's what we're going with. 3 copies of Branded Fusion, 1 copy of Call About the Grave, 2 Chimera Fusion. I don't think 3 is necessary. I've been testing this with 2, and honestly 2 has been good enough for me. I haven't really felt the need to play any more, so you guys will be just fine. If you want to play 3, it's fine. I mean, realistically, most Chimera branded builds I've seen so far are anywhere between 43 to 47, 48 cards. So realistically, and having, you know, thinking about it like that, we're doing actually pretty good. The 3 Imperm and 3 that can be only 1, this card is too crazy not to play. Plus we're playing dragons now, so it really just helps out the strategy. 1 Mud Dragon, 1 Garura, 2 of the old Chimera Fusion, 1 of the new Chimera Fusion, or well, the Gazelle Fusion, I guess I should say. No, this is Chimera Fusion. And this is going to be the Baphomet Fusion. So Baphomet Fusion, you just need 1 of. It's really not that crazy to play multiples. But it is really, really nice because it does give you that dump, whereas Chimera Fusion you want to play multiple because it does give you that recursion, so it is nice to go ahead and have. 1 Albion, 1 of the, what's this guy called? Rimrum? 1 Lubellion, 1 of the Dragostapelia, 1 Magnum, 1 Mirror Jade, 1 Albion Sanctifier Dragon, which is what we need to use for the combo. 1 of the Chimera the Illusion Magical Beast, which is nice to be able to actually have a lot more versatility in summoning this guy out, because now we have more versatility in what we actually summon out to summon this guy out in the event you guys did not know. Of course, the Chimera Flying Magical Beast, which they all account for. And then 2 Guardian Chimera to go ahead and round it all up, guys. I think it goes without saying this is going to be one of the best decks of the entire format, and having the addition of this brand new fusion, I think just adds a lot more to the consistency of the fusion summoning of the deck, which means less choke points for the deck, which means by default it's becoming a lot more consistent. I think that the DUD Orthros Lock, the other monsters you can go ahead and summon are cool. I don't think they're going to be main deck staples. I think they're going to be side deck options. I think End of Anubis might be the best option for you because it hits the most amount. It impacts the most. So, but that's my personal opinion, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Honestly, I've been theorizing with this deck. I think not making too many changes to the main deck is going to be the best way to go, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If I'm tripping, let me know as well. If you guys have any tips or tricks, let me know as well. Without further ado, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.